Well, we've finally arrived at the last movie to review this summer, so let's not waste any more time and dive right in. Fallout is the 6th installment in the Mission Impossible film series, and we begin with Tom Cruise's death-defying IMF agent Ethan Hunt royally f***ing up a particular mission to obtain 3 plutonium cores, which have been taken by the last remaining members of the Syndicate and are led by the villain of the last film, Solomon Lane, played by Sean Harris. Displeased by the IMF's handling of the situation, the CIA send in an operative named August Walker, played by Henry Cavill, sporting what has got to be the most infamous mustache in the history of cinema, to monitor Hunt and his team so that they may successfully finish the mission they all started before things start to go south for the rest of the world. Returning once more from the previous entry are Simon Pegg, Ving Rhames, Alec Baldwin, Rebecca Ferguson, and Christopher McQuarrie as the first filmmaker to direct more than one film in this entire franchise. Jeremy Renner couldn't make it back this time around due to his prior engagement of not appearing in the last Avengers flick. But even without a special appearance by everyone's least favorite Avenger, this movie still managed to kick a ton of ass. Unlike most ongoing film franchises that seem to get sillier and sillier with each passing installment, the Mission Impossible film franchise still somehow manages to find new ways of reinventing itself by ratcheting up the tension and suspense to such a palm-sweating degree, and more than delivering on some of the most exhilarating, batshit insane action sequences ever shot on film. The bathroom fight scene alone is enough to give the James Bond movies a good run for their money. The stakes are a lot higher, the score is very stylish, almost Hans Zimmer-ish at times, the cinematography is breathtaking, the characters feel very real and grounded, and all of the performances that accompany them were top-notch. The biggest standouts being Rebecca Ferguson, who easily ranks alongside some of the best action movie heroines we've gotten over the past few years, and Henry Cavill, who's way more dynamic and intimidating in this film than he ever was playing the Man of Steel. And while his facial hair may not have been entirely necessary for the role, even I have to admit, it really did tie the movie together.
Did it not?
The movie can be a little predictable at times, but just when you start to think you might be ahead of some of the major plot reveals, they throw in a few more extra surprises to keep you fully invested in the story. It's almost like the movie's way of saying, hey look, we know you're not stupid, but just roll with us real quick. Another thing that kept me from giving it a perfect score is the fact that it does run a bit too long, and it could have benefited with a few more extra trims here and there. Aside from that, Mission Impossible Fallout was one of the most enjoyable times I've had at the movies this summer, as well as one of my absolute favorite films I've seen all year. Now let's find out where it ranks alongside the other 5 films in the series. Starting us off in last place is by far the goofiest, slow-moiest, John Wooiest, and Limbiskiest of the entire bunch, followed by the directorial debut of J.J. Abrams, which features the best villain in the entire franchise to date in Philip Seymour Hoffman. In 4th place is the controversial original that started it all from Brian De Palma, while 3rd place goes to the previous outing by Christopher McQuarrie. And now we arrive at the top of the list with the 2 films I struggle with ranking the most, which are Brad Bird's first foray into live-action filmmaking and the movie I just got done reviewing. Both films showcase some of the best moments in the entire franchise, but if I had to choose one as a personal favorite that I could easily watch over and over again, I'd go with the one where Tom Cruise scaled the Burj Khalifa. But since this list is for what I think were the very best in the MI series, then Fallout would be the one that takes the lead. Now it's your turn. What did you guys think of the new Mission Impossible? Feel free to leave a comment down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to keep up with more movie reviews in the near future. But until then, I'm the host, and I will see you next time on another Midnight Movie Madness.